All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really am excited about this particular trade because your discretion matters when you are making trades. And for those of you who follow what I teach, you know that I'm very particular about candle close below. But then there are times where I think there was an example somewhere close by. Yeah, like let's say like this one. The times where it's exactly at the line, did not close above the wick or close above the wick, and then the next candle immediately closed below the candle that closed just a little above the wick. Do we have better examples there on that one? I don't know, but I bet something similar like that, right? So in this particular condition, we were in an uptrend because the market took liquidity at this point, came down, gave us the lowest point it went to, and broke structure to the upside. And we have that the lowest point it went to is a change of character. There was no inducement to take in this particular structure. Absolutely zero inducement to take in this particular new structure the market formed. They gave us well, why did I draw this line at the top of the high? Well, it is not the high, it's the highest point the market went to, but not quite the high. This is how it works. It came back down with no inducement. If you follow me well enough, you know this is not a pullback, so don't come in the video saying this is a pullback, it's not a pullback. And the only thing it had was to sweep the liquidity below the change of character. That's the only other, liquidity point it could actually take if it wants to continue this uptrend. But then it didn't. It swept it the first time with the first candle, went all the way up, and in order for it to be a single candle order block, this candle the candle that went the lowest, let's start there, this being this green candle, the next candle after that must close above it, right? If it was for a downtrend, when it mitigates this, it will close below, but this candle did not close above it. It was actually within the body and wick of the green candle, so that candle is invalid. The next candle went below the green candle, still sweeping, pushing the liquidity a bit, but did not have a candle close above it. And then the very next candle, being a red candle, closed below the change of character line, like not quite this line. Now we're not looking at this line anymore. We're looking at the lowest wick, closed below the lowest wick, right? So now, for me, that's a full candle body closing. It just wasn't something narrow, like very close, something small. It actually closed, and I was like, is this where your discretion applies? Most people would want to think, then the very next candle went back up and closed above that, so maybe no. This was a big candle, a big printed candle. Then the very next candle printed big also, but for me, that's a valid change of character, and I am okay with taking that as a change of character, and because it is a valid change of character. Now, we had another structure pushing. For those of you who still do not know how to map out your pullbacks, I will be doing this one last time. Candle went below. Pullback number one. Went below for this. Still within the internal structure, right? Took the liquidity. Took the liquidity right here. So there's like an internal inducement. And it was very necessary because it gave us this huge wick in which we took 2 trades off of as the single candle order block. But that's like single candle wick, whatever you might want to call it. But it is a valid POI and it is within an order flow. We use that as our order block. So after doing that, so now we know that all the liquidity of this internal structure has now been taken by this one single candle wick. So it has all the liquidity in it. We now have that we pushed to have, counting again, pullback number one, because that was a valid pullback if you look at it very well. Push another pullback, the pullback that did not close below the candle, and then nothing happened, no pullback was taken or anything like that. So we have that pushed to there, here, and then it must exceed the last low that started the whole push up and everything. We have that we came down here before the market returned, doing all of this. This doesn't count and all to take the inducement. The moment the market took the inducement, fine, we confirmed the low and we began looking for a POI. What it did the first time, let me take this off. What it did the first time was see the inducement right here, right? It swept the inducement with a candle. Did not have a candle close below that, right? Because that's what you would have expected, a candle close below that. In order for it to be a single candle order block, in order for us to sell from to the downside, did not have a candle close below. Then the next one came, went a little higher. That's just in thus slight pullback in that internal structure still. Candle closing below, candle did not close below. We still have candles not closing below. Then we have when it did that the first time, the second time, I'm just gonna wait to see if this POI gets mitigated, because yes, it can take just the inducement as the liquidity needs to run for the breaker structure. As you can see, it did run a little bit, but I was sure I'm not gonna get into that trade. It's either I let it go or it mitigates the POI so I can enter from a safer point that is closer to the change of character. So this is what I did. I waited for it, and lucky enough, I set a timer, like the alarm triggered, and I came to check the market. Now, what I was expecting the market to do was give me a single candle order block from that point. But as you can see, all it did was print wicks to the downside. No candle came to close below any candle, so therefore no single candle order block was formed. Now we dive deeper into saying, okay, we got another POI in this thing inside the order flow, the order block, and I waited for the mitigation of that as well. Mitigated with first candle, second candle, third candle, and then the single candle order block that we have been waiting for happened right there. That green candle put in, and then the red candle came to close below the green candle right there, right? So that's what exactly happened. And from that green candle, we took our trade. I took a trade from that green candle. The wick and the candle body, the green candle, the wick and its body are 50-50, right? I was like, okay, let me go in from the body right there, because it didn't really that much of a big deal. 10 pips was still at our breaker structure, well, at our change of character, sorry. So I was good to go. I, jumped into that trade from there, took screenshots of it on the go, and the trade went all the way down beautifully well. And I closed partial when it was at it wasn't a 1:2 yet, but it was like 18 something pips, I think 17, 16 pips or so. I closed partial, broke even. So when the market did this, it came right back and stopped me out. And I'm like, okay, bet. But then the beautiful thing is, we also have the candles wick. The candles wick. So I was like, you know what? Tempting the scales. It didn't come to exceed it. So why not just jump back in with another position? I executed around somewhere here when this red candle formed. I think it took a while and executed around this point. And I held it, set for 10 pips, and set for 9 pips, sorry. And we ran all the way down. And as you can see, when I started the video, it was somewhere around here, but now falling beautifully well. We'll have our TP1 at this point because the speed in which is falling, and then we'll close everything at this point. And if you don't know how I got an extended profit target like this, please see my previous videos, but I'll reveal the secret at the end of this one video. Ready for it? The Fibonacci. Yeah. If you don't know how to use Fibonacci and you would love to know how to use Fibonacci, leave a comment in the comment section and I'll just, brush you up a bit on that. Or you can look out for my next video and you can see how I use Fibonacci to get an extended profit target and make good trades. Ladies and gentlemen,